I always be my own people, man.
You did a lot of rap videos, then, Mike.
I know I did this rap videos, right?
You want to do my next video?
Nigga, what I'm gonna do? I gotta be a pimp, nigga. Gotta make me pimp me up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Hotboxing with Mike Tyson. I am your co-host, Henry Cejudo, a.k.a. Triple C.
And I'm Mike Tyson, baddest man on the motherfucking planet. And today we have a special guest, G-Eazy. I can't say that shit.
Man, what's up with it?
Talk to us, man. Talk.
Hey, man, I'm happy to be here. I'm grateful. You know, it's my first time meeting you.
This is my first time meeting you.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's my first time meeting you, and it's your first time meeting me. That's
that's pretty interesting.
That's what they've been saying, you know.
So talk to me, man. How did you get started in this business?
I started rapping about 17 years ago.
Really?
Just
what made you want to do it?
I mean, growing up in the Bay, and that was just, you know, the culture I'm surrounded by, and you know, I gravitated to hip hop, you know, from just being surrounded by it, but it was around the time when you know you could actually you could get a cheap microphone and MySpace had just come out. You know, I'm in high school. The people I was growing up with, it was a group called The Pack. They had a song called Vans. Like, got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers. Got my Vans on.
Oh, those sneakers they're talking about?
Yeah. But anyway, so you know, it was like we were in high school and recording songs at home, making beats. You know what I mean, and uploading it to MySpace and. You know, that idea that you could, like, make music, you know, record it, release it, you know what I mean, and potentially get on, you know what I mean, was all brand new. Prior to that, you would have had to be signed and get into a big studio, and, you know what I mean?
They treat you like a
so
slave.
You could just, but you could just do it at home now, and you could, like, kind of do it yourself.
You're broke.
So I went to high school with them, and when that song blew up, they got signed, and it was like, it felt like 1 week I'm sitting next to you in class, the next week you're on MTV. You know, in BT, and it was like, damn, like, we could really do this. It was like a possibility, and I never fell out of love with it.
You have a group, or you basically solo?
At the time, yeah. At the time, it was like a group thing, kind of. And then I just, you know, eventually went solo, and I just, you know, I never felt out of love with it, and I, you know, just been in love with the process ever since. It didn't come quick. It didn't come easy at all.
How does it feel for you, though?
It's an exciting journy too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, it was who was on the group in the beginning.
I mean, it was just me and my homies. Like, everybody kind of wanted to be a rapper.
Yeah, going with.
Nah, you know, some of them still. But I'm still close with a few of them. But that was just, it was like a dream. It was like a, you know. But I always took it really seriously. You know, I was like, something in me had this like obsessive, maniacal drive to like, no, I really like can be this. I just believed it, and I wouldn't let anything fucking stop me. I just really fucking wanted it, and at the time I probably looked and sounded crazy because the music was horrible, like trash, and just learning how to like find my voice, learning song structure, how to count bars, how to, you know, how to really produce music, and but like I always tell people, man, if it's a labor of love, it's like if you love something inside and out, you're gonna do it a lot because you love it. And if you do it a lot, you eventually get better at it. And if you get better at it, you improve your chances of getting recognized.
He does it every day.
Yeah.
But
so it's just day in and day out.
What's your goal about all this? What do you want to leave? What do you feel like you want to leave?
I want to transcend and be, you know, iconic and timeless.
I want to be like Michael Jackson.
I want to be like Michael Tyson. Yeah. You know, but like, you know, I'm inspired by the youths of the world. Like people that transcend their spaces and have like
a lot of your music is based on like you're pretty much he's you know he writes about his experiences.
Yeah, well, I think hip hop naturally is just autobiographical, you know, in its nature. It's like you're telling stories of, you know, from your perspective and all that. But you know, again like getting back to this, I think you know, I am inspired by, you know, people of different walks of life, different spaces, different, you know, whether it's athletes or whether it's artists. Yeah, and
I think
there's a commonality, you know, among people who want to be great, people who take things seriously, and people who really have that drive and that push. And I see that, you know what I mean, like the way, you know, you've had these different phases of your life and career.
Absolutely.
And, you know what I mean, the space you're in right now, maybe even the best.
You know something?
You know,
though,
that's
brother?
crazy.
I always noticed this. Well, I don't know if I noticed this, but I always lived by this theory. I've met a lot of great men, but not many of the great men I met were good men.
Yeah.
So I tried hard in my life to try to be a good man. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I am, but that's my goal in life, to try to be a good man.
You strike me
Also
as a good
to be-
man.
Well, I try to be hard.
Haven't just met you, but honestly,
I
you
try
strike me
hard,
as a
and
really,
I still
like,
have
a
habits.
good.
I still have characteristics about myself.
Of course,
I wish I could
yeah, and
distinguish.
there's things that I feel the same way, and it's a challenge, especially
life is a challenge.
but you know, in any level of like limelight, spotlight, entertainment, you know, you have a lot of things thrown at you, and you have to, you know, you carry a lot of weight, and you know, you provide for a lot of people, and you know, you have a lot of things being asked
Isn't
of
that
you.
something though?
And-
What you just said, we provide for a lot of people.
Yeah.
We don't feel as if we worth anything. We can't find somebody to provide for them.
Yeah,
We have to be able to take care. Subconsciously, in our mind, we have to take care of somebody.
yeah.
Ain't that some stuff?
There's a weight, but that's, you know, that's what you're conditioned and built for.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, you're built different. You
You're
know what I'm saying? So
absolutely right.
there's a higher calling, and you know, of course, it can get challenging and exhausting at times, bro, because it's like you got a different responsibility than some. You know?
How's your situation since the pandemic been going? I've been shot with Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, I got my
one
first
shot
shot, the
wonder.
Moderna. I'm getting my second one in like a week or two. But it's been a challenge because, listen, like every industry was impacted differently. Some industries, you know, did well in the pandemic. Some really
Exactly.
get hurt. So I always keep my perspective of, you know, I'm grateful that I have like a passive income through music and streaming and shit. But touring, I miss being in front of people, man. It's not a job to me. It's my life. It's my purpose. You know, it's performing and connecting with people, and I've been able
Keep
to do
that
that.
gratitude. That gratitude keeps you
Yeah.
on your path of greatness.
Man, I'm grateful. I was grateful for my home that I live in. I never really got to spend time in it. I lived out of a suitcase. You know, you're always traveling, shows, appearances, and I have a studio in it. But it made me think about like kids and you know, people in relationships, that every home is not a safe home to stay inside of. You know, when they were doing mandatory lockdown and stuff like that. Think about, you know, so I kept that perspective of gratitude of like, you know, considering what it's like for other people and what they're going through, you know, and just
Yeah, because you had a pretty big, tough up. You know, you grew up in Oakland, right?
Yeah.
Talk about a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood, a little bit.
Bounced around a lot. My parents split when I was little, and moved into my grandparents' home with my mom and brother sharing a room. Truthfully, bro, I found myself in music. You know, that was like my safe place, my like, you know, my passion, my like, you know, place to really like feel comfortable in myself and at, you know, at peace. Like, and I think my mom probably supported it because it was like at least they're inside and they're not, you know, like all my homies would come over after school and we'd be in my little room at the time, like where I had my little setup, you know, recording, trying to work on songs. And she's like, well, at least they're not outside getting in trouble.
When did you get
You
that
know?
feeling when you knew, and we all have it?
Yeah,
And it's not
yeah.
not being unhumble when you knew you were different.
Yeah, I was listening. I was on the Amtrak train to go visit my dad, and I was listening to the Black Album, Jay-Z, looking out the window. And back when you had to buy CDs, and you could only, you know, if you had $15, you had to pick one CD at the, you know what I mean, at the Tower Records or whatever. And I played that album front to back, up and down so many times. Still my favorite Hove album. But I was like, you know, and this sounds foolish, you know, because
Nothing sounds foolish.
but I like I heard his listening to his voice. I was like, I want to be him, like period, him, and
Yeah, I
I'll
was
stop
in
at
it.
nothing.
I was in
Like
it.
I was like I would chase this and
know that
nothing under
feeling.
it, that feeling, and that like that never once that locked in me, it never unlocked, you know, and that's the grit don't quit, man. Like it was just that drive never, you know, stopped.
It's the inspiration, right? It's the inspiration that Mike took it from somebody someday.
Yeah.
You took it from
Ali.
somebody someday.
Yeah.
It's like, speaking about that, what do you the whole thing with DMX?
Yeah,
how-
you know, so DMX, man.
You ain't
It
met
impacted
him
me
before?
heavily.
Have you met him?
Yeah, I brought him out at a show in New York. I did, and this was 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I had flown my mom out for the show. I don't think I got to holler at him until after the concert. But my mom, after the show, told me she was walking backstage, and he was walking backstage, and they met in the hallway, and he like, I don't know if he would have recognized her as my mom or if she necessarily would have recognized. I'm sure she recognized him as DMX, but like, he just broke down in tears and hugged her, and they had this like spiritual energy moment, and like he said something that night, and it's crazy because you said something really similar on one of your podcasts. I think it was the Bill Burr one, about you only succeed when you can help others succeed.
Yeah.
DMX said almost the same thing that night, and it stuck with me. And he was like, you know, my purpose is to inspire, and if I can do that, then I was here for a good reason. And you know, his energy. My mom is a big energy type person. I mean, she describes this one time she got to listen to the Dalai Lama speak, and she felt this like astral projection energy from him that, you know what I mean, hit her. And you literally, like, you have that kind of spirit in you. I could already feel it. You know what I mean? And like, and X had that. Like, just this power and this presence and this purity and his energy. And obviously he fought his demons, and he had his battles, and he had, you know, all his struggles, and you know, but he had this like this presence of positivity and clarity that was just really like profoundly
they
moving.
got me
Did you know him? Did you know him
Yeah.
too, Mike? Did you have a good relationship with DMX?
No. I met him. I guess they were in Phoenix one time, and he was with this. He was with some little chick, and I knew her uncle. We used to pickpocket together.
Yeah.
And they was in the same room, and they went to, and I was on cocaine, so the nigga was talking really he was talking studious, so I thought this nigga was fucking with me or something. Yeah, so you can feel I'm on cocaine, so I look at this nigga how he rap. He's a grimy motherfucker.
Yeah.
So I meet him. He's talking studious.
He's high
I'm on
intellect,
cocaine.
like-
I'm like, I said, this nigga fucking with me. You know, I'm thinking he's fucking with me. I said, Ron, this my money. This nigga fucking with me. Why is he talking like that?
Yeah.
And he was very studious and articulate.
Just very
You know
articulate.
what I mean? He was didactyl,
And
that fucked
wise
me up. When
on
I'm
like
on cocaine, that fucked
why-
me up.
yeah,
I said,
yeah.
why this
You see
weird
how Mike
motherfucker
has-
talking like
Nah,
that?
that's
You see
that
how
coke
Mike has-
paranoia. That's that coke paranoia hitting you. Come on, man.
I said, why this
We
crazy
fucked that up.
motherfucker talking like that?
Nah,
He
man.
made me
yeah.
guilty like I did something.
Yeah,
in my
nah, you were in your head. You were in your
Yeah.
head. That's that one bump too many.
I like
Nah.
the contrast in the stories.
Nah, but literally, bro, and he was so striking for that reason of like, you know, like he was so articulate, and
If you never met this guy, you would think this guy would be the most
Yeah.
until you would think he's a beast, a savage.
Right.
And then you start talking.
These things.
Are you fucking with me, man?
yeah,
I said,
nah,
"Ron, this nigga
nah,
fucking
it was
with
not
me."
an act, and that's really who he was, bro. And I just remember just being so same way, kind of just like surprised, but pleasantly surprised, obviously, because it was just like, wow, this is a person.
So
of-
you would never think a
of,
guy
like,
that talk like this get in
he's
this
so
much
intelligent
fucking trouble.
and so loving and so positive. He was just like, he kept saying thank you, you know, thank you. I love this. Like I'm so happy to be here, man.
You know, there's people out there that love everybody but themselves.
Yeah.
They're out there, millions of them. They don't know how to, like selfish people interject to themselves. They don't know how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, self-love, self-care, all that, you know, it's obviously
tricky.
it's at a forefront right now, and it's a conversation of mental health and all this is going on, and it is tricky though, man. And it's like, and there's also a crazy dichotomy sometimes of highly successful people, and I've heard you talk about this too. Is like, on one hand, that self-doubt and that feelings of inadequacy and, you know, I'm not good enough, or I'm afraid of ever going back to something I came from, of that place
That
of
inspires people.
yeah,
That
it inspires you,
ignites
and then
them.
on one hand you could feel like
Yeah.
all the confidence of a god, and then on the other hand feel like
Yeah.
I'm not shit, and my insecurities are eating me
a
alive.
megalomaniac with a low
Yeah.
self-worth.
Right.
That sounds like you
that's-
told Mike.
that's a lot of the most successful people are that way.
Yeah.
You know, they think they're God, but really they have low self-worth.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Why are
that,
we like that? I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a never satisfiedness, you know.
I think it comes from poverty.
Yeah. And scared of going back.
Yeah.
And the has and the have nots, you know what I mean? Like I remember my shoes were from Goodwill and I really wanted Jordans, you know what I mean? and when you get made fun of for something that you don't have, or that you wish you were that kid or something like that places something in you of like this like constant, like I'm comparing myself to something else, or I'm wanting to, you know what I mean, to be something that I wish I had or something. That's
We're
like,
all like that.
yeah, and then once you finally
want
get
something
it,
that we don't have,
you know,
and
and
now
if
we
your
get it, we
drive,
don't
if you're
want
lucky
it.
enough, like if your drive pushes you and you achieve this kind of success, I think in the back of your mind, you're always kind of paranoid and scared of losing it, because it is so fragile, right? I mean,
Yeah, but the reality is, you don't know. I guess it was Milton Berle and those guys, and George Burns. I had lost to Buster Douglas in 1990, and I was disappointed. I said, man, I really failed, didn't I? He said, fail?
yeah,
You crazy? You made $30 million. You fail? You gonna make the
yeah,
Brown fail?
yeah, but you're hard on yourself, bro.
I think
You're
it's
hard on
cool with
yourself.
the
Because I'm a
similarities.
perfectionist.
Would you agree, Mike, that there's similarities to, like, you know, because us as fighters, we have a big fight, and it's kind of like our one hit, you know, kind of like it would be in music.
Yeah,
So there's a lot of
It's
parallels
more
when it
than
comes
that.
to
It's more
being.
than that because I keep the attitude in my life.
yeah,
The way I fight it, that's the way I live my life.
yeah.
I'm reckless but totally confident and supreme.
I think anything competitive and music is very competitive, you know, is like kind of like a all eyes on you. It's like, all right, show us, perform. You know, it's like if you guys, you know what I mean, you have this big fight, and it's like, all right, all eyes on you, perform, go out there and deliver.
That's why a lot of
You know?
entertainers, athletes are not happy people no matter how much they get
Yeah.
because they continue to compare.
Yeah.
And the compare is like the thief of joy.
But it's like it's definitely the thief of joy. That's a good way of it. Man, this is
God,
Dalai
Levi!
Lama. This is Dalai Lama
Oh,
again.
stop that bullshit.
Man, he's
He's
really
so
full of
hard
game.
with these
He's
words,
really full of
man.
some game.
Oh, nigga, that's real
Man.
talk. If you're not in your bed or in your corner at the middle of the night thanking God
Right.
for making you a god,
Yeah.
you're a weird motherfucker. Not no,
Yeah.
thanking God for making you a god.
Yeah.
You could have been anybody else. You're just somebody's happy nut.
Yeah.
You know, life is so beautiful.
Man,
You know,
it's
it
a
doesn't
lot. It's
cost
a lot
us
to be
anything.
grateful for,
No,
man.
and that's the
Doesn't
beauty.
cost us anything. Look
It's
at
a
all
lot
we
to be
got.
grateful for, man. Look,
All
I'm
these
sitting
fucking
here.
cameras
I'm you
looking
know what I
at
mean.
our
I'm
shit.
sitting next to y'all. You know.
You know,
Yeah, no,
you're
that's
not
the
married,
beauty.
are you?
No.
You gonna get another 100 million bitches? 2.5 billion
Man.
bitches.
Higher number. Go
Yeah,
up.
no, listen, don't go too high, baby. The less
Higher
the
number. I
better,
need a
baby.
higher
The less
number.
the better. The less the better. No, what we
Yeah.
got? 2.5. We had got 2. Well, tell us what happened, man.
2.5 million bitches.
Billion hits.
Oh, I thought you said
It's me
bitches.
doing. It's me. Oh, is it that many? It is that many. It's from doing this. That's why
Yeah.
it's doing this. I'm punching
Yeah.
on the mitts and stuff.
But you transcended, you know, and I think that's what icons can do is transcend their
Really?
space. You completely transcended.
Most
There's
of the-
like
listen.
there's 2 or 3 of you in your field that have ever walked this earth. You know what I mean? That I think in terms of cultural like impact. You know what I mean? Like you're a Jordan,
That's
you're a Tiger
interesting.
Woods,
But
you're
that's
a,
interesting
you know what I
that you
mean?
think that. I don't think that. That's not my success. My success is not going to prison.
Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
not having another baby on my wife or something stupid like that.
yeah,
That's success for me.
yeah,
But this fighting shit, that's just hard work.
yeah, yeah,
That's not success.
Man.
That's what I'm born to do.
yeah. I love it. Are you gonna fight again?
Absolutely.
Fucking right. You know, it's crazy. Okay, so, you know, in rap, we're starting to see, you know, because it's really not that old. You know, you got people like
I remember the
E40.
first song, I was locked up in juvenile detention and Rapid Delight came on. That's like
Yeah.
79.
That's crazy.
Is that Rapper Delight?
Yeah.
So you
first one.
you're seeing like you know like our OGs, our legends, the Jay-Z's, the E40s, the people that have been in it this long, the Nas, you know what I mean? Like people like M, like, you know what I mean, who've given us so much for so long, and you know, they're up there in age, but they're still killing it. Like E40 is sharp as he ever was. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
He's you know what I mean?
There's no such thing as age. It's all about
But
energy.
the thing is,
man.
it's like creativity. I don't think if you're an artist, it's very hard to think about retiring because it's like, well, I just don't know what else to do. Athletes in some cases, it's like your body just tells
They
you, I
shouldn't
can't do this
retire.
anymore.
Yeah, but you
Tell,
should.
You
tell
know what
us
I
a little
mean?
bit about that energy, Mike, that you just mentioned.
Well,
But you, I mean, your body's not telling you to retire. You're still sharp.
because
You almost broke my hand when you dapped me up. I mean, you
Stop
still
that,
got
man.
your, you know
No,
what I mean?
it's
It's
just-
Iron Mike.
it's just that I want to be up more than anybody in the world wants me to be down.
Yeah.
This is like you said. This is competition. This is why happiness is hard. Everybody, you know,
Yeah.
you're fighting these evil elements as well.
Yeah.
I know you know that.
I got chills. He's just dropping game.
Gotta fight these elements, nigga.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta take a deep breath on that.
Golly, why y'all always
All right,
You know what's out there.
he pulls them heartstrings, man.
You know what I love? You know what I love?
Fields.
I love, man.
Fields.
One of the greatest things about
brother.
like achieving anything is the chance to kind of like, you know, to either get to work with or to meet or to talk to, you know, the people that, you know, inspire me or are legendary and are goats in their respective spaces, because there's that commonality. But when you see a goat do some goat shit, you know what I mean? You really see a legend do some legend shit. And it's not about necessarily just their sport. I mean it in the sense of our mind frames and how we're built and the way we approach life and things. You know, like I got to shoot my album cover yesterday with Nabil, legendary photographer. And it was crazy, like watching a goat do goat shit. I mean, like I'm looking back at the shots, and he's crazy the way he uses light. And I'm looking at him like, fuck, you're really that guy. Like shit, like you know what I mean? Like, or like doing a song with Chris, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And sync cut vocals and like hearing it back, and I'm like, you're really Chris. Like you really do that shit.
How do you feel like shooting
and absolutely. So it's like getting to dance with a legend, and like they, you know what I mean? Like they really do what they do, and it was like, you know, it's fire because I probably struggled with this for a long time, is just feeling like, fuck, I belong too. I belong at this table, you know, and that's that fear of inadequacy or not good enough or whatever, like that's driven me most of my life, or being an outsider or misunderstood or whatever. But it's like, you know, I'm coming to a place where it's like, well, no, but like, I mean, you belong here too, Gerald. Like, stand up. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, you have to believe if you only this is a competitive field like this.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we do.
Yeah.
Want to be the best in this field. We're not the best. We're nothing.
Nah.
Number two is nothing. They don't even see you. Losers in our mind see number two.
Yeah.
We make these names up of losers. This name just to inspire our ego.
Even after a loss, Mike, how would you view maybe like a loss?
I would never take it personal, even though it's very difficult. I'll be very objective about it. And then I look at my mistakes. I constantly watch my mistakes.
Yeah, and it's probably the similarity, I imagine, in your guys' industry too, right? You guys, sometimes you guys get knocked down. Just like we
do. As big as the
last
like, hit, man.
There's this control and chaos, right? There's certain things you can control, and you know what I mean? Like I know that your sport is, you know, it's chess. It's a thinking man's sport. You know what I mean?
No one ever said that.
Yeah.
See, they think it's a tough guy sport.
Yeah.
They don't know a tough guy's gonna talk funny at the end of the day in this game. This is a thinking guy sport.
Yeah. Now you have a precision and a, you know, and a knowledge of it, and you know of a master level, obviously. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're one of like three that's ever walked this earth that's as good at it. You know what I mean? And at that level of like brilliance, your mastery, at the end of the day, and all this mastery, can only control the elements you can control. There's certain. I mean, the other guy, you know what I mean? He's gonna do what he's. You know what I mean? Exactly. You can anticipate, you know, the you know, the certain aspects I would imagine of it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can only control what you can control. As good as
only a percentage of it you can control.
That's what I mean. So it's like, fuck. I mean, I could do all the the promo. I could have the best mix engineer mix the song. I could, you know what I mean? Like I could be in my best space writing it. You know what I mean? I could have the best producer produce it. You know what I mean? And you could do all those things you can control. You put a song out, shit's just not a hit. Like certain things you can't, or it doesn't, the timing don't work out, or you know what I mean? Certain things you can't control.
Or it just ain't that good, you know?
Or it just ain't that good. Maybe sometimes that shit just ain't it.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Some people like sometimes you don't train as good as you should, and you go in there, you still knock them out.
That's what. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right.
I should have trained harder. It's gonna be boom, 5 seconds. Oh, fuck yeah.
Sometimes when you think a combination works, and next you know, what the hell? I'm on the floor, I'm on the camera.
What the hell is this? What's holding this guy?
But the one thing you can't always do, you can give it your all, like doing the shit you can't control. And so that's, you know, our culture and work ethic, you know, within my
Mercy
team.
Lord, if something can go wrong, it will.
Yeah.
But it's what we do after it goes wrong.
Yeah.
We go to plan B, and we stay determined and disciplined.
Yeah.
You know, and our form, what I was taught discipline was doing something that you hate, but doing it like you love it.
Yeah.
I know you don't want to be in those studios all the time when you see when there's something else going on.
Yeah.
Don't want to be in that sweaty, nasty gym with them other sweaty, nasty motherfuckers when there's a lot of stuff going on outside. You gotta sacrifice that.
Yeah, it's a higher calling.
But then you see on the, see on the flip side too, Mike, that people even that work so hard sometimes don't make it. And same thing in his industry. It's like sometimes sometimes it's how much you rely on ability.
But listen, right?
Yeah.
It's just the prize and the race. It's worth giving your life for.
Absolutely. And I mean, I was never the most like just naturally gifted or talented or anything like that. I just worked the hardest. But you know, like when kids ask me like, what advice do you have for upcoming artists or something like that, and the same thing I always say is just like do it for the right reasons. Do it because you love it. Like I was lucky enough to find what I love in life. Some people don't. But you know, people get so bent on the reward instead of the process, and it's like if you're in this just to try to get rich or famous or make it or whatever you call that, then you're in it for the wrong reasons. But if you do it because you love it, then almost that should be enough. I mean, not to say, you know what I mean, but it's like do it because you love it.
Go ahead.
And
Go ahead,
if you
Mike.
do something you love, that makes you happy.
Let
Let me explain you what this is for, young man, Mr. G. This is for immortality. This is for the next 1,000 years or next 1,000, whatever it may be. Your name is still there.
Yeah.
That's what all this shit about.
Period.
I'm telling you, just like we looked at the guys before us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Immortality.
There's a legacy. There's legacy becomes legend and all that, but it's like what you said, which was so exactly similar to what DMX had just said, was, essentially what you can inspire others. I want to hear a legendary Vegas story from the Vegas years, the wildest, like craziest, like.
Listen, you just name it.
Yeah.
When I was fighting the victims, you just name it.
Yeah.
I was listening. All praise the God up. I was treated like a guard when I was like 19, 20.
Yeah.
Listen, what I was doing back then, it's just ridiculous.
Woo!
Ridiculous.
Let's hear it,
I'm
Mike.
just
Woo!
stupid. That's how come I know I'm a fool and God's fool, because I'm ridiculous.
But in the wild days, I'm sure like a Tuesday afternoon is probably any Tuesday afternoon you could pick was crazier than somebody's fucking bachelor weekend type show or party or whatever.
And listen, sometimes when you go to fight there, they give you these big houses for these training camps. You stay at these big, beautiful.
But
mansions.
you wouldn't be partying like when you're training and shit.
Well, that's later in life.
After the
that was later in life as I got older. But I was saying,
would you party big after a win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, back then,
we all.
back then I only drank. I didn't smoke. I only drank because it was legal.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford to have a dirty test. I only smoked twice.
Man, isn't it crazy how weed has changed? I remember my mom, she had to hide it from me, when I was in high school and growing up, and I was hiding it from her. But to the point now that, you know what I mean, like I partnered with a company. I'm building my brand, Flower Shop, and but it's like it's so, and it's a beautiful thing. How acceptable it is and how,
Well,
like
have you had some Tyson Ranch? What's up, Mike? You want to baptize him, Mike?
Brother, it's always, you're welcome, brother.
Yeah, thank you.
Whatever you want, brother, hang out with us. No. Take one of these, brother. Sativa, that's all I smoke is sativa, dude. Do we have the lighter? Yes, there we go, right there, Tyson lighter.
So you're in the cannabis business too, then? You said flower shop.
Yeah.
Right?
I won the cannabis cup twice. 2-time champ.
Yeah, you're killing it in this space.
You're putting it out there.
For real. I love what you're doing. See, I really want to, in the next kind of like, phase of my life and career, and obviously the entrepreneurial shit and launching, in this space, but I really want to act.
Really?
Yeah. Like I've always wanted to be in movies. I
love
film as much as I love music.
Oh, you gonna kill these motherfuckers.
Yeah, you can tell, man. You can tell you by the music video. You know what I'm saying? You can tell you how to. You can,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look. You're in the part, bro.
Yeah.
You gonna do it, nigga.
I'm in there like swimwear, baby, out of that man. Yeah.
See, listen. He's out there from this is a motherfucking Mac, man. All right, I'm not gonna.
Man, the Bay.
I'm not gonna blow your cover, but yeah.
The Bay is a unique place, man. It's a special place. It's a place of hustle.
Pimp paradise, baby.
It's pimping, but a lot of counterculture. You know what I'm saying? Like think about the history of the Bay from Black Panthers.
They started the revolution. They sparked
and protest culture in the Bay. You know what I mean? From hippies. You know what I mean? To the hyphy movement is what I grew up on in the mid 2000s, which was this like crazy, wild, just time, an era.
Are you fan of any like up and newcomers? Like because the industry has changed a lot. It seems like guys are just popping out like left and right.
I heard the music, but I thought he was a black nigga with braids, and gold teeth. I ain't know. What the fuck? I thought he was the manager or somebody.
Nah. I come in looking like Elvis.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Man, but yeah, I'm releasing my album. It's been the longest time
in between albums
that I've ever had in my career, and COVID kind of fucked that up for me, because I'm used to just living on the road, like fucking 200 shows a year, 250 shows a year, type shit. So, I want to be able to release it and then go see people.
Audience? How big is your arena?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Yeah.
The biggest show I ever did, I sold out this amphitheater in the Bay. It was 23,000 people.
Yeah.
And just seeing a sea of people like that, it's fire. Like it's just like there's no way to explain it. Like being on stage and you're in front of this sea of people that share this one commonality of like they all enjoy this music, and it's this shit that I make and. Not on some like, need to be worshipped or looked at that way or anything, but it's just like that gives me purpose and fulfillment of like, I wrote this song alone in the studio, I released it, and now it gets to come to life with the people who it means something to, like in the moment, you know what I mean?
It was always about the people with me.
Was Eminem another big influence for you? Yeah,
absolutely, man.
Who's Goat Mountain for you, bro?
I mean, Eminem, Lil Wayne, Jay-Z.
You got four. You got four.
Oh, I got four? Nah, I can't do the four. I give you 10. Cause I gotta say E40, Mac Dre, Too
Some
Short.
of those guys are vicious. You don't even know who they are.
Nas, Jadakiss.
Yeah, Jadakiss is sick, dude.
Kanye.
Big L.
I mean Drake. Big L, yeah. Whoa. Big L was nasty.
That shit.
Yeah. I'm so ahead of my time that my parents haven't met yet.
He's a bad kid in the streets too.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
He's a bad kid.
It's you can't pick 4 or 5 because it's also so much different criteria and you know what I mean? Because Snoop is it's really hard to narrow that down. If you had to pick 5, what's your top 5?
Probably Lil Wayne. I like Jay-Z, Kanye, and probably I like Jadakiss, man.
Really, he's in your 4. I love that. So I moved to New Orleans 2007. I went to college. Down there, and I was a huge Lil Wayne fan at the time. This was like mixtape Weezy going into Carter 3. He hadn't released it yet. I get to New Orleans and it was just like you couldn't walk a block without hearing Wayne out of some car. It was like there was so much love for him everywhere in the world at that time, especially, but in his city, that shit was so inspiring to see, man.
He's a bad man.
And then when Carter 3 dropped, it was like. He was completely out of here. Like it was like he launched into the superstardom level and took it to arenas.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? He was touring his ass off. And my roommate at the time, who's still my manager to this day, my roommate in college, we're each paying $275 a month for our rooms in this apartment. It's a shitty apartment. And he interned for a festival, Voodoo Fest in New Orleans, and Lil Wayne was headlining that year. And he randomly got assigned to their camp, and he's helping them out, and I'm watching from the crowd. I'm just like, damn, my roommate's back there with Wayne. That's crazy. A couple months later, Wayne's going on tour, and he gets a call from the tour manager. Said, hey, you want to come on the road with us and be my assistant? And I'm like, damn, bro, you really about to go on tour? No, this was him. And he did it, and he was getting paid, I think, like $1,000 a week or something. So he instantly became our richest and coolest homie. Like, he's on tour with Wayne, you know what I mean? Like, the biggest artist in the world. And then I remember one day, I'm getting food in the cafeteria or something, and he calls me and he said, there's this kid on the Young Money bus that I've been smoking with and kicking it with every day, and his music is crazy. You gotta listen to it. And I was like, send me the link, and it was myspace.com/Drake or something like, you know. And him and Drake had a bond, and they've worked together ever since too. You know,
damn, just like that, man.
I remember when I hung out with them on tour one time. He never said a word. He used to be so quiet.
Who's that, Lil Wayne or?
Yeah, he said, "What's up, Big Mike?" And that's all.
Wayne.
Yeah,
so eventually, fast forward, like, you know, it wasn't until like 6 years, 7 years after that, and I'm getting my shit going on my own now. I was independently touring, like out of my other manager's girlfriend's parents' car that they lent us, you know what I mean? And we're playing in front of like 10 people, 20 people, barely getting gas money to the next city. I turned that into, okay, we come back, and then it's 100 people next time, and then it's 500 people next time, then it's 1,000, then you're selling out 2 nights.
Only hard times can produce this.
Yeah.
You know.
So then after I'm finally getting my ball rolling, like I get asked to go on tour with Lil Wayne, and now I'm opening up, but I'm back to the bottom of the bill. I'm first to 6 on that tour. There's a whole amphitheater of people, and it's like 100 people in by the time I go on stage, and they're walking around trying to find their seats. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't think Wayne even knew I was on that tour. I would never see him. He's like an enigma. You know what I mean? He's on his bus working all day. He would walk from his bus to stage and then go back to his bus and get back to work.
Man, so many things to be grateful for, right, guys?
Yeah.
Just to wake up. You know how many people didn't wake up this morning, and how many people not going to finish tonight?
Yeah.
Could be one of us. You never know. But while we're here, we have to enjoy.
And how many people don't get to talk to Mike Tyson? That's crazy.
Listen, man. It's about you too, brother.
Yeah. You
make these people that's not aware of me aware of me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
See, next time I'm gonna make this big enough where you could perform here.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna have a band could perform here. I'm gonna have a band here. Yeah, that'd be awesome for the show.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like at the end of you know what I'm saying, at the end of like a late night TV, they always got a performer and shit.
Big time.
SNL type shit. Yeah.
No, it's like SNL, but like Playboy.
Yeah. Nah, but think about that. Like that'd be like the highly coveted, sought after, like, damn, if you get to perform on Mike Tyson's show.
That's exactly.
You know what I mean? That'd be like
the highest bar. They don't see the vision.
Looks like we got a signed deal here.
He got the vision. See, he's going to be bigger than this music stuff because he got the vision.
Yeah, of course, man. We were just with, me and Mike were with Arnold Schwarzenegger yesterday.
Oh, that was so awesome.
Man.
Oh, man.
Damn.
He's
Icon.
the man.
Icon.
He was really awesome.
That's crazy.
Really kind man.
We know that you're gonna be there someday, man.
Yeah,
just,
man.
Just
the Terminator.
Just get us some front row tickets for us.
Come on, man. Come on, man. This love is bulletproof, man. I appreciate y'all.
Who comes to your concert?
A lot of women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they write you and say they love you?
So they write,
pictures.
They throw bras on stage, and then there will be notes written in the bras and phone numbers and shit, man. There's one time, like, the biggest bra I'd ever seen, man. And on one side, it was one name and phone number, and on the other side, it must have been her homegirls. Like, man, it was funny.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah. Love's in the air, love's in the air.
Thinking about that, you solo, man? Or you
Yeah.
Gotta be solo, man. Who's gonna hold us down? They can't handle it. They're gonna have a nervous breakdown.
No, I'll power
Don't do that to her, man. Why you wanna do that to her?
I'll power to her, man. I'm just asking, Mike.
Love is a beautiful thing. I fuck with love. Love can be war too, man.
That's what it is.
It's hard work,
man.
Can
you survive it? Can you survive love? It's a form of war.
Yeah, but there's a lot of war, man.
Right, that's your war partner.
Yeah.
That's your war partner? What do you think, Mike?
Well, love.
Is love a war partner?
Yeah, it can ride you to the highest points of the world, and passion, motion, intellect. And it can crush you to the deepest bottom of the ocean.
Can love manipulate you?
No, we want it to. It doesn't do it. We allow it to. You're made out of love. You can't help it.
It's how much you let in.
Love is even in war. You know why? In war we have love because the love knowing that you got my back and know that he has you have his back, and it's all from love.
Partnership, trust, loyalty.
Even that brutal.
Exactly. Yeah. Love is what we made out of. Everything's love. You may not think
this is Gandhi. This is the Dalai Lama. This is
no, I mean, this is what I found out from experiences. Everything's love.
His energy is just so.
That's just what I found.
Level of legendary.
Don't cross Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All that Zen shit's out there.
Mike's making a comeback, right, Mike? September.
I've never been nowhere. I'm just doing nice things for nice people.
Mm-hmm. And in the process, Mike, you're you're blessing a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? Like you in Holyfield, you guys are.
I'm just grateful I'm able to do something. Imagine all that shit I've been through, all that bullshit, and I'm still doing this shit. This shit's worth $300 million. What the fuck is going on with me?
Man, 300 M's.
What's going on with me, huh?
That's mania.
I came from being a cokehead, having fucking ODs and everything. And next thing I did the toe, look at me, I'm a fucking entrepreneur. What the fuck happened?
Shouts out that toe.
Look at me and shit. What the fuck is all this shit?
G-Eazy, man. Well, it's been an honor, man. Literally, man. I can see the next Arnold right here over here.
Come on, man.
Mike, going into a legend's house.
Yeah.
Dude. Any last words? It's a privilege for me.
It's all about the power of belief, man. There's nothing in the world stronger than confidence. Confidence breeds success, and success breeds confidence. Confidence applied appropriately can supersede a genius. There's nothing more powerful than confidence.
The game is just next level. You and E40 are the two wisest, most game-giving individuals.
No, that's real talk, man.
Pleasure of getting across.
That's that other part of the world, the consciousness of God, that in the belief.
Yeah.
He tests you to see if you really believe.
Yeah.
So you never get discouraged.
Yeah.
Real talk.
I love it. Thank you. For real, much love.
Love, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Take us out, baby Henry.
That's it, man. We enjoyed having G-Eazy here. I am your co-host, Triple C.
And I'm Mike Tyson with the man G-Eazy. And the place to be.
The best who ever did it and got away with it. Yeah.
We out.